The last team, but certainly not the least, is Porcelain Fortress. It's a game studio on a mission to develop simple and fun games for the PC market. Let's give a great welcome to Björn Eliezer Jónsson.
Hello, we are Porcelain Fortress, a band of romantics that happen to make video games. Now, I'm not here to sell you on the next Facebook or Uber of video games. There's no mythical dragon here I'm proposing to slay. I'm here to sell you on the future. The future's rubbish. The past, that's where it's at. Listen, the people have spoken. They want the past seen through rose-tinted glasses. Vinyl, high-waisted jeans, you remember those? And synthesizer music. Here, let me cement all this for you and take you back, way, way, way back to the year 1990. I was 8 years old at the time, and my uncle took me to see the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. Afterwards, we walked to his house, and I fought imaginary foot soldiers all the way there. But when I got to his house, I saw something I'd never seen before. It was a gray box connected to his TV. It was the Nintendo Entertainment System. And I'd never seen anything like it. And I forgot all about ninjas and turtles and Shredder and everything. And that evening was the first time someone told me that my princess was in another castle. Now, I couldn't rescue the princess that evening. I didn't have the time. I had to wait another 6 months. And on January 10th, 1991, my mother took me to Hljómkó, and I bought my own Nintendo, and I rescued that princess. Now, ever since then, games have been a huge part of my life, especially the games of my youth. And it's there within that we find our inspiration. The games of yesteryear built with the technology of tomorrow. So, who are we to build this? Well, hey, that's me. I'm originally from the mobile gaming side of things. I participated in the journey of plain vanilla, all the way from the Moogies to the QuizUpses. I also chased the white rabbit of virtual reality for a little while there, before turning to my true passion, that is video games, and coming to stand before you here today. I'm joined by a similarly illustrious group of individuals. Einar is an experienced web, VR, and game developer. He's also a certified audio engineer and a musician extraordinaire. Sigmundur, our artist, whose art you will see and have seen on the slides here today. He's a talented artist, worked mostly freelance through the years. He graduated highest honors from Laguna College of Art and Design down in California. Jonas, our designer and UI and graphic designer, has been in the business now for 10 years. Most recently, he worked as the lead designer for Menega. Finally, Otto joins us as a game designer and writer. He's a prolific scriptwriter, having written the movies Astropia and Ég man þig, for example. So, what is this merry band making? Well, I'd like to introduce to you Ragnageddon, a fun and exciting game for 1 to 2 players. It's inspired by classics such as Gunsmoke and Contra. Now, in Ragnageddon, you and a friend get to explore the fantastic worlds of the far future, battling Mad Max Vikings, an evil weapon system, and more. Ragnageddon is slated for release later next year for PC and Mac. Well, Windows and Mac, technically. Now, why Windows and Mac? Well, 3 main reasons. Number 1, a large chunk of our target audience is there. As time has marched on, the gamers of old have become old, and they all now have disposable incomes, and they all own PCs. Second, the PC game market is strong. The sliver we're looking at specifically, last year, PC games sold just around $5.6 billion in revenue. Compared to that, the console market, that is PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo, took in $7.4 billion. Third, it is a lower barrier of entry, especially for a small developer, especially with large marketplaces like Steam serving the PC side. Also, the cost of development would be much higher were we to try and enter all markets at once. Now, enough diddly-dallying, let's talk about the most important things. Wait, where's my background? Can you see it? Is it all? Never mind. Focus busy. So, we want to fail fast and fail early, and learn from those mistakes. In order to do that, we aim to make 1 to 2 games per year for the first few years. So, now, I don't want to go too deep into what an indie game exactly is and what it entails, but a game that is perceived to be indie, that is us, generally sells for between $5 and $20. Now, depending on the scope of the game, the quality, and expected play time, yeah, that's the range. Yeah, sorry, mixed up it. So, depending on that number, we will need to sell between 50 and 100,000 copies of our game to be profitable. Is that a hard number to reach? No, especially not when you have good partners. And there we look to indie publishers. Why indie instead of the big ones? Well, in my experience, indie publishers are the way to go. They will focus more on your game, and they will also treat you more as a partner rather than a lottery ticket. Also, most of the big publishers also make their own games, and naturally, they will focus more on them than they will on yours. Finally, we are bootstrapped, operating costs running just under $2,000. Costco has been a godsend. So we are seeking seed investment, and this is to bridge the potential gap for the first 2 years. Like I said before, we want to have 3 games under our belt at the end of year 2. This will allow us to establish us as a cool company that makes games that you want to buy and play. Now, if any of this has interested you, or you just want to talk, come find me. I'll crunch some more numbers and tell you a little bit more about our vision for the future, or the past. We have been Porcelain Fortress. We make the games of yesteryear with the technology of tomorrow. Thank you very much.